Hey friends, welcome to the KidMin Word. I hope that you had a great weekend in ministry. And I also just want to say I hope that all you moms and grandmothers had a really special Mother's Day. We are so thankful for you and love that you pour out week after week. You are making a bigger difference than you probably realize. Now today we're kicking off Ephesians chapter 5, and I want to read verses 1 and 2. Therefore be imitators of God as beloved children, and walk in love, as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. Be imitators of God, verse 1 says. Now that's quite a statement. Not just try your best, not just be a good person. This is be imitators of God. Model your life after him. And I love that Paul roots it in our identity, that we are to imitate God as beloved children. You're already loved. You're already his. You're already accepted. So this isn't about striving. It's about reflecting. It's about living in a way that people can look at your life and see a glimpse of what God is like. And then Paul goes on to say, walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself for us. That's the standard. Not convenient love, not conditional love, not I'll love when I feel like it love, but sacrificial love, just like Christ loved us. Let me tell you a story. There's a leader that I met recently. I'll call her Sarah. She serves in kids ministry every single week. She's faithful. She's consistent. She shows up early. She stays late. And one Sunday, she had a volunteer who didn't show up again, right? And then a parent came up frustrated about something that had happened that morning. And then a kid in her class was having a really hard morning, acting out, not listening, disrupting everything. You know what kind of mornings I'm talking about. And in that moment, Sarah had a choice. She could respond out of frustration. She could get short. She could be like, I'm just done, right? But instead, she paused. She chose love. She got down on that child's level, looked him in the eye, and spoke calmly and kindly. She reassured that frustrated parent instead of matching their tone, which she might have wanted to do. She followed up with that volunteer later, not with guilt, but with grace. And here's the thing. That child may not remember that lesson that she taught that day, but he'll never remember he will remember how she made him feel. That parent may not remember the details of that whole conversation, but they'll remember how they were treated. That volunteer may not remember every word, but they'll remember the spirit behind it. And that's what it means to be an imitator of God and to walk in love. Because before kids follow your lesson, they follow your life. They're watching you. They're watching how you respond when things don't go as planned. They're watching how you treat people who frustrate you. They're watching what matters most to you, what gets your attention, what gets your energy. And by the way, it's not just the kids that are watching. Your volunteers are watching, right? Our leadership is more than just what we say. It's what we model. And what does Paul say? Paul says, walk in love as Christ loved us. That means I'm going to love when it's inconvenient. I'm going to love when I'm tired. I'm going to love when it costs me something, because that's exactly how Jesus loved us. He gave himself up for us. And when we live that way, it becomes, as Paul says at the end of verse 2, a fragrant offering. In other words, it pleases God. So today, here's the question. Are you walking in love? Not just teaching it, not just talking about it, but actually walking in it. Because when you do, you reflect Jesus in a way that no curriculum ever could. And that, my friends, is what changes lives.